I've had the Hortuzz tabletop hydroponic system for about 2 months now. I'm gonna be tearing it apart, cleaning it, and showing you how to start a new harvest. And stick around to the end of the video, I'll give you some tips and tricks I learned along the way. The first thing we wanna do, obviously, is unplug the unit, which is right in the back, easy to pull out. Also, in my first video review of this, you guys were asking about the light pole. I did say it was quite tall, and I do want to state that it is 21 inches tall. Just be aware of that for how much you're growing if you're doing tomatoes. I really like the height for lettuces, and I've been doing primarily lettuces in this and using my big units and my deep water culture for other fun things. First, I'm going to cut off this lettuce. So we're just gonna go right down to the base of each of these net cups. It was starting to bolt on some of them. As I'm cutting in, I'm seeing how beautiful this one is right here, but I'm still gonna cut it down. It probably has some more growing to it, but we're gonna take all these leaves out. Guess what I am having for dinner? With the wonderful spaghetti sauce that I just made. I highly recommend you get out a towel. I can already tell some of my roots are getting a little bit slimy, so I probably left these lettuces in here a little too long. You can rinse all of these in the sink and just save those because you can use them over and over again. But the majority of these roots still look really good. Oh, that one's a big one. Look at those roots. That's just crazy. That shows how happy and healthy these greens really are. And you're not gonna ever want to reuse your growing medias. You're just gonna wanna throw those away. I have a bunch of roots still stuck in there. So we're gonna lift this off. This is gonna go to the sink and it's super easy to clean. You can use a little bit of dish soap if you want. Just make sure you're rinsing that out well. And there's a ton of root around my cable. Then just kind of use your hands and make sure you're getting any root off of that pump. And that's as easy as it is to destroy it and start over. I'm gonna go ahead and dump this water, rinse all of these off, and then I will show you how to start a whole new harvest. All right, it's totally cleaned and you can see the inside is super white. There's hardly any staining, and this is from growing twice. When you're putting it back together, make sure you're putting your cord down into the little slot into the back so your top piece goes back on like you want it to. When you're cleaning it, your light bar does come out the back. So with the top off, you can slide this in and out. And I find it really easy to do that and kind of get it out of your way. You don't want that to get wet, and try and be careful with your cord that you don't get that wet either. If you're going to just drain it and add more water, you can pull the little plug out the back. I've never needed it. I just keep filling it with water, and once my lettuces seem like they've kind of run their course, I start again. What I'm gonna do is fill this now with water. I start it with room temperature water or a little warmer. You don't want it to be hot, but if you have it warm, then when you do your seeds for the first time and you're putting your dome covers on, that's gonna create a little bit of a humidity, and you're already gonna be kind of greenhousing your seeds. So it's really good to start with warm room temperature water or a little bit warmer. Just don't go into the hot range. Then you can add your top back on. Well, oops, we have to do the light bar first or I won't be able to get it in there. Now I can add my top on. All right, so that's all set. Now you're gonna reuse all of your cups. These actually are pretty sturdy. I think they'll last quite a long time. Now, one of the cool things with Hortuzz is you can actually buy a box of these replacement pods, and they actually sent these to me as a thank you for my first review. So thank you, Hortuzz, for sending these to me. And I've used them a couple times, like I said, and they come all packaged up nice and cute. Two things you can do. You could either put them in like I am, dry, and wait for them to soak up the water, or if you want to, you could actually soak them in your water first, and then you can plant your seeds right away. Otherwise, you'll just have to wait for those to soak up the water, which they do absorb the water or wick it up quite quickly. So I'll tell you a little bit about seeds. The shell of your seeds actually has enough nutrients in it to make your plant start to sprout. So it's working off of the nutrients within the shell. Once that shell breaks away and there are little root hairs or little mini roots, then that's when you really want to feed your system. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw some food in here now so you guys can see it. One thing I do want you to be aware of is plant food B. I have noticed over time that it is getting significantly darker, and I don't know why. There's little floaties in there, but it might have been when I first initially got it, I didn't mix it up good enough, but it has not affected the plant growth at all. You're gonna mix part of A and part of B. Again, you can do this totally once your plants have sprouted, and there's little measuring cups on the lids, so you just do equal parts. So I'm gonna do a 10 of this one, and then I will do a 10 of this one. And as you can see, I need to buy some more. So I will probably be popping on Amazon and getting more, which is nice. All of the replacement foods and the pods, you can order those directly on Amazon. The seeds that I'm gonna be using today are actually from Greenstalk, which is the outside tower system that I have on my deck. I have been loving their lettuce seeds. I don't know what it is about them, but as you can see, this one had lots of different colors. And so this one is called Chef's Choice. And I actually make these really adorable little signs that you can put up on top that says Chef's Choice. I have these really cool little stickers and chalkboard markers, and that way I know what is growing in this unit. I do not measure how many seeds are going in, you guys. I let it get all nice and thick. This is a very lazy way to do this. And with the mix, I kind of like whatever just rolls out and goes into those holes. And with these packs, like I said, this is my now third grow, and I still have quite a few seeds in there. Then you're gonna put your dome covers back on. And I will tell you, without a doubt, these things will be sprouting in just a few days. It's like a week to a week and a half, and I have little plants. It's pretty crazy how fast they grow. Now all I have to do is plug the cord into the back of the unit, and then make sure that the cord that you pulled out when you were cleaning it goes back in as well to the back. And that's gonna kick on the pump inside. Another thing to note with this is that it is truly a deep water culture, and it just has like an air stone pump inside. It is not a bottom to top pump feed like the Aero Gardens are. When you're pushing it up and down, again, make sure you're doing it only with the sides, not putting your hand up here, or you will accidentally reset all of your lights. You are going to want to wake up super early and turn the power on and get this power to set to the time that you want it to come on. So when it's done running its cycle for the day, it's shutting off at a good time for you in the evening. If for some reason it's on too long at night and you're settling in for TV and you just want the thing off, there is a light button up at the top, and you can just shut it off with that without shutting the power off, which then shuts your pump off. Now, I promised you all a really cool tip at the end of this video, so here it is. Lettuces like cool air, cool water, cool environments. If for some reason you start to see the temperature rising in your house and you're worrying about your lettuces, these are ice cubes right out of my refrigerator. My refrigerator makes them these little half moon shape or half circles, and they fit right inside the water hole. Don't do this when they're brand new, because remember we talked about having warm water. So we do want the water warmer for the seeds at the beginning, but as those seeds start to grow and you're starting to get some lettuces and they're getting big and fluffy, if you really want to keep them more crisp as they're growing, go over and give your lettuce some ice cubes and you'll see how much better they do. The homestead never sleeps. Hey, where are you going? If you like this content, click subscribe or whatever you gotta do on whatever platform you're watching. Want to learn more about homesteading? Check out more videos, and I'll see you on the next one.